Okay, this video is for the afternoon classes on about the second day of a 10-day cycle when we're starting our pencil holder project, which is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be learning a few things. We're going to be learning about how to use a hand plane. We're going to be learning how to do layout and how to plane edge grain and end grain with our hand planes. First of all, we're going to need material. We're going to be using mahogany. And the mahogany we're going to be using, you'll find in the class here. I generally have it on this rolling cart at the back piece in front of the table saw. So you're going to need one of these pieces. And then we're going to need a hand plane. Hand planes are found here in the blue cabinet on this side. And actually, the ones I've been using recently are the orange handled ones. They seem to be working pretty good. Okay, so what we'll need to do is realize what a hand plane does. Hand plane is a tool, has a blade that sticks out the bottom of the sole, and as you slide it across the wood like this, it will cut and smooth the wood. You hang on to it with your dominant hand on the back handle and your other hand on the front knob. Now what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to mount it in my vise and I'll show you what we do. By the way, the instructions for this project are all up here on the wall beside the blue cabinet, so you can use those. And that'll be exactly the sequence I'm doing here. First of all, mount it in our vices. Make sure there's a small space here. Notice that, so that when I'm using the hand plane, it's not cutting the table. Now to use the hand plane, I do have another video showing how to adjust it. Get the sub to help you with that if you're finding it's not cutting well. But the idea is you start with the blade, which is partway down here. The blade has to be behind the wood. You press down with the front hand, okay, and then you push it across. Now you can already see here that I've gone down right here and I have cut a little piece. The high spots are being cut already, so that's exactly that plan. That's what's supposed to be happening. So I've cut here, I'm going to move over a little bit. And now I've cut the middle, I move over again, and I move over again. Now hopefully you can see from that angle, my hand isn't in the way, but now I'm going to move over and start back at the beginning. And as I follow that pattern, I'm taking off the high spots, I'm getting rid of the rough cuts from the saw. And I'm almost there. And that side's all done now. Notice how I set the hand plane down, put it on the side. That's to protect the blade from getting damaged from the any bits that are on the table. It's good for the hand plane to do that. Done one side, flip it over, do the other side. Moving it over every time. Okay, the other face is done. I'm going to do the edges now, but I'm not going to do the ends. Whoops, that's tearing out. If you find that when you cut, it rips the surface really badly, like this, that means you have to switch and go the other direction. So I'm actually going to spin my board around, and I'm going to go this direction. That's a better cut right there, much better. Do this edge now. Same deal, switch directions. Better. Okay. Now I have it hand planed. I can look on the end and check with a square. You guys remember what a square is? You can take a square. Take a square and you can put it in the corner like this and see if, with it pressed in there, if there's any gaps in between the blade there. And that can tell you if your edges are square. If not, if it's really bad there, then you can just change the angle of your hand plane as you're sending it across to make your edges square. Now we're not going to do the ends. That's because they have a tendency to split out We've been hand planing here on the face, but if I switch now and I hand plane here across the end, I could get pieces chipping off here. And that's okay so long as you do it right. And I'll show you the way we're going to do this. We're going to move on to layout, but for now, do not do the ends. I'll show you that later. For the layout, we're making pencil holders. If you look up at the instructions, you'll see this. We have a bottom and we have a top. We have the bottom is going to be 3.5 inches long, and the top is, or wide, sorry. The top is going to be 3 inches wide, 3 inches and 3.5, and they are both the same length, 6 inches long. So we're going to take a tape measure, and we hook on. Hopefully you can see this all right. Hook on one end, make a mark at the 6. Flip the board around or flip your tape around. Measure from the other side, make a mark at 6. Take your square, press the body against the edge of the board. That will hold the blade straight, and you can now draw your lines. So I have a piece here that's 6 inches, and I have a piece here that's 6 inches. All right, 2 pieces 6 inches. One of these now has to be 3 inches wide, the other one has to be 3.5. So now I'm measuring the opposite direction, this way, 3 inches here, and on this piece, 3.5. This is called layout. Layout is where you draw the lines on the board. That'll help you know where you're going to be cutting. That shows the border of your cuts. So right now I'm doing the layout on my pieces. Now there's a lot of lines on here, so I'm going to shade in all the parts that are getting cut off. This is a good idea to help you stay focused on what's going on. This is getting removed, this is getting removed, and this is getting removed. I'm going to start by cutting just beside these 2 lines here. And we'll do that so you can see it. Set it up in our vise. Grab a saw. And we're going to cut just beside our line. One piece done. Now I'm going to cut this one just beside my line. Tighten up the vise a little bit. Shouldn't have my hand there. Don't want to cut my finger. Okay, if you notice, I've cut just a little ways away from my line here, left a gap. And that's intentional because we're going to use a hand plane now to plane the ends. But we have to plane in the right direction. Here's my piece that I want, this one. This is waste. Notice how I said before how the wood has a tendency to chip and rip. That's because if you're going on the end grain, that is, if with the hand plane, that's because the wood is growing in one direction, kind of like straws or fingers going up the tree. You can see the lines of the tree. That's the way the tree was growing, this way, up and down. So if you imagine fingers like this, and if you imagine how they open easily this way, same as the fibers in the wood. That means that if I'm cutting this direction with my hand plane, like going this way, it's going to catch on these last fibers and they're just not strong enough and they go chunk and they break off. If it happens on this piece, that's fine because that's a waste piece anyways. But if it happens on our good piece, that's not really great. So we want to be planing always that direction. So the chip out happens only on the waste piece. So I'll show you what I mean here. Let's see if I can move the camera so you can see this a little easier. If I'm planing here, and this blade is a little bit deep, it's cutting too deep. I'm going to reduce the cut. There, that's a little better for a cut. Holding it at a bit of an angle also helps. Sometimes you have to go straight. Also lowering it down in the vise so you're closer to contact will help it. So what I'm doing now, I'm cutting right to my line here. And if you look closely here, you can see that it's chipped out. But it's okay, because that's my waste piece. Doesn't matter. All right? So no big deal there. We can do the other one now. And find the waste piece, and I'm going to be planing in the direction of the waste piece. Okay, well, I'm going to flip it around this way. The waste piece is over here. I'll draw a line again. That's the waste. So you always know which way you're going. Now I plane that again. This is my second piece, and I'm going down to my line. So what I'm doing now, the reason I'm planing the end is because I'm cleaning up the, ooh, that's a bit squeaky. Cleaning up the end grain here, making it nice. Smoothing out my saw cuts. This one didn't chip out too bad. It's all right. Okay, once you have the end grain planed in the direction of the waste, now it's time to cut off the waste. So put this in our vise. I'll move this around so you can see it. Okay, that's as far down as this will go. So now I'm cutting this off. Got one piece done. I've cut it down to my line. Cut my next one down to my line. Oops, I'm crossing my line, so I have to make an adjustment on the angle of my saw. There we go. Hey, that chipped up. Went flying. What happened there is my saw kind of caught into the last little cut and twisted a bit, and it put pressure on the joint and sent that piece flying out. That's okay, it didn't go past my line, which is fine. So now we have this rough cut here. Simple. You can probably guess what we do. Hand plane. Down to our line. Good. Next piece. Hand plane down to our line. Okay. Once you have that, you can get some sandpaper. Sandpaper is in the drawer here, the first drawer. Whoop. Right here, it says sandpaper. You're going to get red sandpaper, and we're going to get blue sandpaper and gray sandpaper from in here. We're going to first sand with the red, which is 80 grit. And what we're doing is now rounding over the corners, making them a little softer. Grab one of the blocks that you cut off, wrap the sandpaper around, and you can then sand the edges. Sand the edges so they're nice and smooth. Start with the red. Switch to blue. Finish with gray. Now that corner's all nice. You're going to do that on all the corners, on both pieces. Right, so you should end up with something like this by the end of the second class for our pencil holder. And the next day we're going to drill the holes and glue it together and do some wood burning. That'll be on the next day. Okay, hope you can figure out how to do this.